Well, this will give you some idea of how I knock in backgrounds. This is an old sketch which I'm resurrecting because I rather like it, and so I'm building up the background colour because as I've said before, it's the background colour which is crucial. So it's rather nice to go over the rather rough colour that I banged in before, and it's quite nice. I'm quite enjoying bringing this out a bit. Do you see, look, it's all beginning to come out a bit now with this next layer of paint. So you see, I really do quite enjoy avoiding the airbrush on the backgrounds now, and then only using it for a little bit of, you see, look, nice thick paint, splishy splashy, and look how it just highlights it and saves all that masking and messing around with the airbrush. There is still a place for the airbrush. It does provide that beautiful, I mean, when this background is dry, I may reluctantly mask out the main picture and just dust it over with the airbrush to bring it out. But it's quite fun getting away with, look, you see, look, you can put it on really quite thick. Because also the other thing is when I put it on like this, it's much easier to do the clouds. So there's all the cloud edges up there. So look, I'd like to hint at the clouds down here. So all I've got to do is to thicken up the paint. Look, you see, look, gives a lovely, there, and just edge it, to sort of hint at it, and I will almost certainly give in and do some airbrushing later. But this is just quite nice like this. Look, you can bring out all the funny little bits. And it's quite satisfying doing these backgrounds just to bring out what you got there. And as I say, you see, look, you can get a bit more of a cloud effect in. And I've only realised since I've been talking while I do these small videos that to what extent the picture actually leads me along. You see, look, I wasn't thinking of this colour at all when I did the initial bit, but now I think it looks quite nice. So it's great fun. Here we go. You see, we're slowly working our way round, and then I'm going to start on the top again up there. This is my lovely, lovely favourite blue, dear old Thigh Castanine blue, and it has so much depth to it. So look, I'm going to put that in there because it's a bit more recessional with that blue. But then I want to streak it, so a bit naughty, look, banging in these colours as well. I like working quickly with these backgrounds, and then you can meld the colours. You see, with airbrush, you just can't do that. You can't have, well, someone can, you know, someone who's skilled can, but look, you can bingy bangy, look at this. You see, look, and look at the depth of colour you get when you do it like that. And you can run over it as many times as you like. There, you see, look, that's more or less melding in. There. And it saves having to change the paint in the little container and everything. I'm not being too derogatory about the airbrush because it bails me out more times than I've had hot dinners. But it is just, you see, look, I only started 5 minutes ago, and here is the background more or less done. And it'll probably only need, you see, look, it's bringing the ship out now, isn't it? You know. So I'm a bit naughty. As I said before, I do mix the colours on the picture, but it's quite satisfying. Don't suppose there's any reason why you can't do that. I expect all the famous posh artists wouldn't dream of doing that. They've probably got little acolytes assiduously. There is someone famous whose name totally eludes me, was going to give an interview, and he asked the interviewer to wait, and he had this huge, very messy palette, and he picked at a tiny, tiny, tiny little speck of paint that apparently was really important, that would convey the right tone. But I think the beauty of doing it straight onto the painting is the paint automatically melt. Look, you see, look, it just melds in. I don't have to muck around on the palette. Look, just all blends in. There, and that's a background done in what? Less than 10 minutes. I could just try up there a bit, and then that one is ready to go. Look, it's I really like those colours. It's I like the instant thing. I'd better do a bit more this one. Of course, then I do muck it up. I do, as I do with the airbrush, get a bit OTT. I think that's all right. This is when an airbrush will bail me out. It will just go round the painting, but then there's all the faff of having to mask the spaceship and everything. There, you see, that's going to meld. But I like that little thinness up there. So, I'm going to go back. There. I just need to grab a piece of tissue. Here we go. I'm really quite pleased with this background. So, but I do like that slightly yellowy bit on it. So, let's try. I'm not sure if this is a good idea because it was already looking quite good. It's a bit of my favourite fluorescent yellow. I know what I'll do. Yes, you see, look, there needs just a diddy bit more. You need a streak of yellow in there, as if it's a hint of the dying sun or something. This is what we get in Guernsey. You know, on the west coast, we get these fantastic sunsets. Yeah, I think I like that. That is just like a hint of what was the dying sun, and it leads your eye to that side of the picture, which is quite important. Well, I reckon that's quite a nice background. I think I'll leave it like that. You see, part of me says, come on, put a bit of that yellow in here. But then, I think it's best to stop. Best to stop and see what it looks like when it's dry. There. Okay, that was the background.